We do have good news on this front, though. Check out this story from Fox News. Group that works to elect GOP officials at state level showcases record fundraising haul. Republicans look to strengthen their upper hand in control of state legislative chambers. I think at this point, the state is the most important function right now. And people are heavily focused on Congress and the Senate and the presidency. But there's a huge opportunity right now. I think people are seeing it.
Which group is that, Tim? Did they name it?
So this is
Alec? You got to scroll down a little way.
This is our the Republican State Leadership Committee.
Yeah. Okay.
Will announce Wednesday that along with its strategic policy partner, the State Government Leadership Foundation, it hauled in a combined $8.3 million in fundraising through July during the July-September period, which the RSLC said is the most it's ever brought in the third quarter of an odd year. So that's massive. Yeah. They say they noted that $19 million that the $19 million it and the SGLF have brought in through the first 9 months of the year exceeds the total the two groups raised in all of 2019, which was the comparable off-election year in the 2020 cycle. This is big.
It's huge.
If the states all just start saying, look, California, Illinois, New York, Oregon, whatever, we don't care, maybe Washington, we're all in favor of these changes. The states can do it without the federal government's involvement.
Yeah. We were talking about this yesterday, especially when it comes to gun rights that have actually been expanding comparatively on the state level, not on the federal level. And when you look at the states that passed constitutional carry, that list keeps growing. It's going to keep growing, and that's an amazing thing. And as I said yesterday, I'm not hopeful at all at the federal system. The local system, I do have some optimism. But we also have to acknowledge here that the Republicans are kind of at war with each other. You have the Liz Cheney, Mitt Romney, Lindsey Graham party, and then you have the Rand Paul, Thomas Macy, and other representatives of the party that are absolutely, totally different on a spectrum that's very wide. So even if Republicans do get in, I'm still, to be honest, skeptical of them. I think people should be skeptical of politicians because there's a chance that, again, the same corporations that support the left support the right, and it could just turn out to be another situation where we're just going back in circles.
But I think there are more people now gravitating toward the Rand Paul, the Massey section. You know, look, you made a good point about guns. I'm glad you brought it up. It goes to what I said about you show them a little bit of fear, and they'll back off. The reason Obama never went after guns, he saber-rattled, and he claimed he was, because he knew he could never sell.
Yeah.
Southern and Western
Trump went
Democrats.
after guns.
Trump went after guns more than Obama ever did.
Yeah.
And his base put up with it, and that infuriated me. Yeah. That his base put up with it. They put up with the bump stock ban, which was ridiculous.
Yep.
One incident. Here's what I'm trying to say, though. Even Biden's people, who are politically savvy, understand that if they were to try to pass sweeping gun reform, Manchin, Sinema, and Tester could never go, unless they just wanted to be crushed in primaries by more conservative Dems and then crushed in the general by ours. They know they can't get this passed. The one issue that the Dems will always saber-rattle on, but they're terrified of, losing seats. We need to do that with every issue. We need people in these state legislatures and in Congress who put that fear into them on every issue, and we just refuse to elect them because we keep electing the. I think Liz Cheney's going to lose her primary by about 50 because South Dakota, Wyoming rather, is not happy with her. Look, you saw Kristi Noem was one of the most popular governors in the country. A couple of misstatements, she's toast.
I'd like to see 28th Amendment, and it can be really simple. It just says Second Amendment.
Yeah.
Not be infringed. We're asserting it. Actually, it could be. I'm joking, but it can be a bit more specific. All legislation related to gun ownership is hereby revoked, gone, eliminated.
Or amend the second and just put that comma that we always should have put: the right of the people to keep and bear arms, because we understand how tyrannical a government can be, and add something about it is an individual right. The right, boom, should not be infringed.
It used to actually say that, regardless of military service, you can bear arms. Yeah. But they were worried it would be argued you can avoid conscription or something like that. So they said, we'll simplify it. But now we have, we went to the gun store the other day, and I got a Calico M100S. It's a fun little crazy thing, the Boba Fett gun. And you can't have it in Maryland. Mm-hmm. So my house is in West Virginia. And I'm just like, we get all of these Democrats saying, no one's trying to take your guns away. No, just blah, blah, blah. I'm like, dude, it's a 22.
Yeah.
It's like, and they call it an assault weapon. They are taking our guns away all the time. There's a huge list of guns you can't have in all of these places. So when they say the right to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed, and you literally can't own an M1A, which is not some futuristic sci-fi power weapon, then it's BS. So I'll tell you what, we can do a lot of good with the Convention of States. I'd be really happy if we just had any one of these members of Congress to at least try to repeal some of these garbage laws. Or how about this? There can be 2 laws proposed by any one of these, populist candidates right now. I'm not seeing it. Repeal the NFA and perhaps some overarching legislation protecting the rights of individuals with the power of the federal government from states who seek to oppress their right to keep and bear arms.
Listen, I think you get a populist candidate who just proposes to repeal the NFA and abolish the Department of Education, and we're on the right track.
And the
Dave Smith,
ATF
isn't it?
and the IRS.
Well,
and
yeah,
the
let's-
Federal Reserve. You guys are getting me excited here. Like, watch out! Like, holy.